and welcome to Veda. So today I want to talk about the final third book of The Stand. Finally finished it like 2 days ago, and this is the first chance I've had to make a video. And, you know, again, I've seen the miniseries, so I knew what the ending was, and it works better in the book. The ending definitely works better in the book because there are some slightly different interpretations that you could give to what happens when Glenn, Larry, and Ralph make their stand in Vegas with the return of the Trash Can Man and, you know, a big surprise for Mr. Flag. There's more interpretations than there were in the miniseries, and that's probably because, like, when they were writing the miniseries, they kind of shorthanded a lot of what King was trying to do with the Stand, especially when it came to Flag. So it, like, I like the ending much better in the book. And I mean, they're the same ending, but and really, I shouldn't call it the ending because there's still, like, you know, a couple hundred pages left in the book when the end happens. Because we still deal with Stu and Tom Cullen, because Stu doesn't get to finish the trek with the rest of his party because he falls and breaks his leg. So he gets stuck and just kind of has to witness everything from afar. Like I said, the way it's written in the book is much better. That's all I'll say. And if you've read it, you know what I'm talking about. If you've seen the miniseries, you know what I'm talking about. But I'm not going to go into specific details. And, you know, like I said, I really appreciate Flag's portrayal. You can see I've actually bookmarked every major moment that explains Randall Flagg, either from his perspective or from other perspectives. So I can go back and research them as I'm reading through the rest of the Dark Tower. One thing I really like is that while Flagg has this kind of, like, unchecked power, he gets too cocky with it, and that proves to be his downfall. He sets himself up for doubt. He sets himself up to ruin his own plans, which, you know, I'm sure that's King's point too, that, you know, evil in the end will at least make the first move in defeating itself just by thinking it too confident and thinking that it's won. So, you know, at the end we have Tom and Stu having to deal with a very harsh winter. Some moments that felt very much like The Shining between the two of them. Just with them being the only ones in this, you know, hotel and, you know, running around in the snow and grabbing these, you know, like the Snowcat snowmobiles, like the large industrial-sized ones, trying to get back to the Boulder Free Zone. Overall, since I've now read through the entire thing, overall, I do have to say, like, this is such a good book. There's a lot of dark moments, but that's kind of the point, because, you know, this is literally the end of the world. Like, you're gonna have some pretty doggone dark moments going on. You know, a lot of what happens in here, like, King is really just kind of, like, giving you a peek into the human psyche, and these are the kind of things that are gonna happen. You know, when society begins to break down because of the virus, we see, you know, like, the extreme reactions, and that's gonna happen. Like, and if a situation like this came up, that's exactly what would happen. You're gonna have people who literally just kind of lose their minds. That's why I really like this book, because I feel King nails it. Like, his approach to the characters, even the most minor characters, is just so freaking accurate to the human condition, and that's what makes this such a great read. You know, he gives them such depth, and, you know, even Flag. Like, Flag is supposed to be this kind of ultimate evil, but, like, you know, when you get into the insides of his head in those very slim chapters that are there, they're so worth it, because you get to see his doubt. You get to see the cracks in the facade. And it's so good. It's just so good. I think if I keep going, I'm just gonna, like, rant about how much I enjoy it. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut myself off now. So yeah, I've now read The Stand, and I'm moving on to Wizard and Glass. This will be my second read of this book. This will be the first read of this hardcover edition that I got. Because the first time I read it through, it was a paperback, which I still have, but all the other copies, all my other Dark Tower books are hardcover, so it felt really, really weird having, you know, hardcover, paperback, hardcover. So I wanted a full set. I wanted to be able to have them all sitting, you know, on the same shelf. I wanted kind of uniformity to them. I wanted to have the whole thing in hardback. I jumped on Amazon at one point and just found a cheap used copy that I could get. And that's when I'm about to start. Well, actually, I have started reading it. As of the recording of this, I've started into chapter 1. So I'm back in Roland's world as Roland and his quartet try to out-riddle Blaine the Mono. That's where I am, so I'm going to read Wizard and Glass, and then I'm going to go to Eyes of the Dragon, which gives even more of Flag's story, because now we're going to go back to a time which, and I think it's now been established that Eyes of the Dragon takes place in Roland's world. I think that's the case. I'm pretty sure that's the case. I'm like 85% sure that's the case. But having not read it, I'm not 100% sure. So when I get to it, we'll get to explore that together. But for now, I'm on Wizard and Glass, and I'm looking forward to the reread of that, because it has been a long time, and I definitely have forgotten a lot of what happens there. So it's time. It's time to see, you know, it's time to revisit. But yeah, that's all from me today. As always, I hope you're all well, and I will see you tomorrow. Hello, and welcome to Veda. This is a little game show host of me. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Price is Right. I don't know what I'm doing.